because it's going to take
Okay.
your microphone.
So now we're recording. So what I'm going to do is, this is in transparent mode. Let's actually see what's going on here. So we've got this object, and this is an object. This is called object 2. So we're going to open up the property toolbox, and then under the spanner we can see that there's a boolean modifier, but it has not been applied, and it's subtracting the insert 001. So let's see what the insert 001 is. A model which seems to have been remeshed already, which is very fine. We don't need the object to be this fine, to be honest. That this could be a 0.1 millimeter voxel remesh. I think it doesn't need to be this fine. But
okay, because you've got about 1 million vertices on the bottom there.
Yeah, which is way it's way too big. I think voxel remesh of 0.2 millimeters would be sufficient. So this one is probably the voxel remesh is too extreme.
Okay.
Yeah. So then what I would think is we need to apply this, because it is still one object, even though when we hide this one, it looks like two separate objects, but it's not. It's just the boolean that has been not applied. So here we've got a few other objects. So let us hide the insert 1, and let's hide the other one. What are these here? What is this? So these, they don't even show up. So these must be duplicates. So I'm going to delete this one. And what is this one?
Also deleted.
That's also a duplicate. So let's just delete this one as well. So we've got, and what is this one? I don't know. This is another duplicate. So the user can't press these buttons too many times, because we're just duplicating on things. So okay, we've got two objects, object A and object B, and now we will then apply this. So click on apply, and once this has been applied, you see it takes a bit of time because of the voxel remesh. Now what we're going to do, this would have cut this into two. So if we, for example, hide this one, we've got our cut, which is correct. I'm going to tab edit mode, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select.
So you're selecting the tooth arch now?
Yeah, and then I'm going to click on clean. Where's the clean button? And that will isolate the two from each other. There we go.
Yeah.
Now, now these things have a few holes. This is because the diagnostic wax up either should have been standing a millimeter or something print-worthy away from the underlying object, or the underlying object, well, we can't push it in or anything, because this is supposed to be like a test run or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it could be hypothetically prep, but I think
there's no prepping involved.
You just sit on top of the teeth to check the aesthetics.
Exactly. So
a possible final outcome for cosmetic treatment.
So a must do would be to make very, very sure that these objects, the diagnostic wax up, is 1.5 millimeters at least, or something print-worthy, standing away from the true teeth. Otherwise we will get holes in them. These holes cannot be plugged up by clicking on fill holes, and that's because it is a solid object. So if I go into Alt B, for example, to see the side view, we will see that this is a closed off mesh. Now if I look at it in tab mode, well, we've got here, we can see this is a closed object. Can you see this? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So you can't fill a hole, because it is theoretically, it's not a hole in a mesh. It's a hole in an object, if you know what I mean.
It right.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go out of Alt B and have a quick look. So theoretically this should then print, but but
the shells are quite thin. Can you do a measure of the cross section maybe?
That it's too.
I mean, we probably need at least 0.8 for something to print.
Yeah. So this is way too thin. There's no way that this is going to print. In fact, you'll end up with a massive hole in it. And you know, to patch this thing up is just, you know, you can't. So if I take a cross measure, let's go into the view, and we're going to go into the measure it toolbox, and we're going to show it. First segment, and we're going to then show it, and we're going to set this to millimeters. We got 0.29 millimeters. So even the thickest part of this shell is probably not going to print.
Yeah, sometimes on the digital, it's things look bigger than what they really are. So it's quite sort of misleading in some ways.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would think to print something like this, the diagnostic wax up needs to stand away, you know, a decent distance away. Okay. So this would definitely not print. So it's back to the drawing board, I would think, and moving the diagnostic wax up forward in order to print it.
Can you just show how to export something like this typically, Michael?
Yeah, all right. So we will select this, File, Export STL, and I'll put it on my desktop. I'll just put Export Shell.
And then push the selection only.
If you don't push this, everything from Blender is going to export, and we don't want that to happen. So I'll hide this and I'll re-import it. So File,
I think
Import STL, and I'll go back to my desktop. And
I think it's on my desktop, Michael.
Is this your desktop?
Yeah, because this is done through my team viewer.
So okay, can you import it, or did I?
Yeah, I can import it. Hold on. Where is it? This one.
All right. So let's just have a look. Yeah. There you go. So this we could export to the printer, but again, Wolfgang, as I say, these shells are so super fine. For example, here we don't even have a layer. You know, our printers aren't capable of printing such fine fine measures. So if you can just get back to the user and show this video just to demonstrate, and perhaps even we'll upload this to my YouTube channel so other people can learn from it as well. All right.
Thanks, Mark. Really appreciate it.
Okay, all good. Cheers.
Sign off now.
Okay, bye.
Cheers. Bye.